So a very good morning to all of you. Welcome to
Good,
today's
good
class.
morning.
Okay, so I'm just going to share the whiteboard screen. Okay, coming to the once again the things we were doing in the previous class, because that will be the your quick revision. Okay, and this was all about your addition of the vector, and the addition of vector we were studying addition of vector, and we were discussing the certain cases. Okay, we were discussing like that. Let's say there is a resultant r is equal to under root a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. This was the resultant formula, and the angle of resultant was tan beta is equal to b sine theta upon a plus
B.
cos theta. So far we have discussed these things. So what should be in your mind? What formula should be at your finger? So let's means go through that. Okay. So you can see if theta is equal to 0 degree, then I was saying that the resultant will be your simple, the algebraic addition. Okay. If there are two vectors which are acting at a 0 degree, then their resultant will be a plus b, simply a plus b. This is the point. Okay, now we were discussing if a is equal to b is there. If a is equal to b was there, then resultant was going to be twice of a or twice of b. Okay, so these were the cases. And if you are talking about the here the tan beta, so here the beta was also 0 degree. This was the special case, and here also the beta was your 0 degree. So these things should be in your means you can say these should be yes. Aniket have any problem? He has raised his hand. It's by mistake. Okay, so these things should be in your mind while solving the questions, and this should be remembered by you. Okay, so don't forget, whenever I will ask there are two vectors acting at a 0 degree, then you have to say these are going to add by the algebraic method of addition. Okay, how it came? How it came? We can see from here. This came from here. This is your a square, this is your b square plus 2ab, and when you will put here the cos 0, okay, you are putting here the cos 0. So cos 0 is basically 1. So this will become how much? This will become your a square b square plus 2ab. Cos 0 is 1. So you can see it. This is nothing but it is a plus b whole square, and you will put here the under root, so it will become simple a plus b. So this is the case when the theta were means theta was at a 0 degree, means the angle between the two vector was 0 degree, and we have seen like this, and we have taken the example of this also. Okay, have you remember the example, dear students? Huh? So I was taking the example of kutub. Yeah, let's say this is kutub, and two persons are just pulling to the kutub, this and this. Okay, if there are two persons that are pulling the kutub by force F1 and F2, so F net will be, because these F1 and F2 are at 0 degree, so F net will be your F1 plus F2. Is it clear or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, coming to the another aspect. Coming to the another aspect, we were discussing about the different angles. So coming to theta is equal to 180 degrees. These are the important parts basically. That's why we are just discussing those. So theta is equal to, let's say, first come to the 90. If theta is 90, then you can see the resultant will be your, you can write here the a square plus b square plus uh, 2ab cos 90 will be here, and you will know about the cos 90. Cos 90 is going to be a 0. cos 90 will become 0. So this term is going to be 0, and this will become like this: r is equal to under root a square b square plus 0. Okay, so the resultant will become this only: a square plus b square. Okay, so this will be the formula of resultant. Now we can see the example of this. This is your, let's say, a vector, and this is, let's say, your b vector, and these are lying at angle 90 degree, isn't it? These are lying at angle 90 degree. So this will be the case. And if you're talking about the tan beta, so tan beta you can write here, it will be your b sine theta, b sine 90, sine 90 is 1, and the a, so this will be your tan beta. And we discuss another case of what? If a is equal to b is there, then the resultant become a root 2 or b root 2. Or in that case, we have already discussed that if there are two equal vector acting at certain angle, then their resultant will be the angle bisector. Okay, so if you are saying like this is your a, and this is your once again a, the resultant will be going from here, and this angle will be your 45 degree. So
अनम्यूट हो
beta
गया
will
होगा.
be your 45 degree. Okay, so this is the case, and this will be basically, this resultant is basically a root 2 will be this. Okay, is it clear or not? Yes, if any person have any doubt, let me ask in between. Okay, then they can ask the question whenever any person doubt in between the class, then he or she may ask the question at that time only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, coming to the another aspect of this. What another aspect we are talking? We are just going to discuss about when theta is basically 180 degree. So if theta is 180 degree, so you can write the resultant like this. Why I am discussing these? Because there are the person belonging from the biology background, and I thought they will be facing problems. Okay, that's why I'm going there each and everything in very clear manner. Okay, otherwise I can just skip this part, and I can move forward. But it's only for the person those are from the biology background. Okay, they will be
Thank you, sir.
they will
Thank
be
you, sir.
okay, they will be able to understand more. Okay, so coming to here, so this will be your a square plus b square, and this will be 2ab cos 180. And you know well, the cos 180 is minus 1. Okay, the cos 180 is your minus 1. So you should remember these things. What you should remember? You should remember that means what is the value of cos at different angle. Okay, so cos 180 is your minus 1. You can put here, and it will become like this: a square plus b square, and it will be your 2ab, and cos 180 is minus 1. So it will become how much? It will become a square plus b square minus 2ab. So this becomes the formula of a minus b to the whole square. So this will become under root a minus b to the whole square. Hence it become a minus b. Now you can see this is the case when any person is applying force in this direction and another person is applying force in this direction. Now you can see that these having angle 180 degree, isn't it? Isn't it or not? Means, is it clear or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. It is clear.
So beta in this case, it will be 0 degree. Means you can say it will be along the larger vector. Okay, this was case we were discussing. Let's say once again, who is this? Yeah, yeah, you are not now getting. This is Kutub, and this is pulled by, let's say, your Satyam is pulling, and here the Ansuman is pulling. Okay.
अरे सर सत्यम वो खींच ही नहीं पाएगा.
Okay, so Ansuman means Kutub will be moving towards the Ansuman. So Ansuman
Yes,
will be
sir.
applying more force than the Satyam. Okay, so direction will be, the net resultant direction will be in this direction, and this will be, F net will be your, the force applied by the means Ansuman minus the force applied by the Satyam. Okay. Okay. So coming to the if we are saying that if A is equal to B is there, if both are applying the same force, same magnitude of force, so in this case the resultant will become 0 degree. Okay. If there
Yes,
are
sir.
two forces acting at 180 degree and they are equal and opposite, hence the resultant will become 0. Is it
0 degree.
clear?
Yes,
And the
sir.
direction in this case will be also 0 degree. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So coming to the next, we
Yes.
are just going to discuss about the 120 degree. One more case, 120 degree.
Wait, sir. We have to write.
Okay, you have to write. So do one thing now. If I'm doing these things, you can just concentrate in understanding, and whatever means you able to write at that time. Otherwise, I will just upload these video on YouTube. That means you can note from there also. Okay. But if you are asking for this, now you can write. Okay, I can wait for. So I was thinking, I was saying that we should here apply the theta is equal to 120 degree. Okay,
120 degree.
120
Yes,
degree.
sir.
So resultant will become, you can see here, a square and b square plus 2ab cos 120. Okay, and the value of cos 120 is minus 1 by 2. So you can put the value here and it will become a square square 2ab, and this will be minus 1 by 2. So you can see here the 2 will be cancelled out and it will become how much? A
A
square,
square plus B square plus AB.
no,
B square plus AB
minus ab. So this
minus.
will be the resultant.
Achha, yes, sir.
Okay. So this will be the resultant. And if you are willing to calculate the tan beta, you can calculate it. Now you can see the figure. This is your A vector and this is your B vector.
B vector.
And now the angle you are seeing is 120 degree.
120 degree.
Yeah. In this case, if you are discussing if A is equal to B is there, now you can see if A is equal to B is there, now you can see the resultant R will become how much it will be your A square plus A
Plus B
square
square.
minus 2A square. Oh, sorry, minus A square.
Hmm.
Because both are equal, na? Both are equal. A and B are equal. So I am writing in terms of the A.
Yes, sir.
Will be cancelled out. So the resultant will be only the A. Means you can just have a statement for this. If there are two equal vector acting at a 120 degree, then their resultant will be equal to either of one vector. Okay. तो अगर दो वेक्टर हैं दोनों 120 पे ऐड कर रहे हैं, दोनों इक्वल वेक्टर हैं, तो जो उनका रिजल्टेंट आएगा वो किसी एक वेक्टर के बराबर आएगा.
वेक्टर के बराबर होगा.
दिस क्लियर? एंड और आपको मैंने
Yes,
एक
sir.
स्टेटमेंट और बताया था, इन दिस केस द बीटा विल बिकम 60 डिग्री. द बीटा विल बिकम 60 डिग्री. इट मींस व्हाट? If there are two vector acting at angle 120 degree, though jo resultant hoga that will be always a angle bisector. That will be your angle bisector.
Bisector.
So you can see like this. If
Half of 120.
A and B and these are at angle
120.
120. So this will be the resultant.
60.
Yeah,
60.
60 degrees.
Angle bisector.
Yeah, this will be your angle bisector. It become clear to all of you or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So coming to the next, that is a law of polygon. Okay. So once we'll understand the law of polygon, then we'll come to the basically the associative and means commutative law of vector. So should we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Law of polygon. So if you're talking about the law of polygon, so first we'll see the statement. What is the statement of polygon? And then I will explain how law of polygon is applicable. So one thing you should be very clear that till now, whatever we have studied the addition of law of addition of vector, that is triangle or parallelogram, these are applicable only and only if there are two vectors. Means this will be applicable only for two vectors. If there are more than two vectors, then what should you do? Then
Polygon.
you should be using the law of polygon, or another method can be, means you should take the first two vectors and you can use either of the method, whether it is triangle law or parallelogram. Whatever the resultant will be coming, you can just add that vector to the next vector. Means in Hindi you can understand, अगर मान लीजिए कहीं पे दो से ज्यादा वेक्टर प्रेजेंट हैं, तो आप दो वेक्टर का यूज करके ट्रायंगल लॉ ऑफ एडिशन और लॉ पैरेललोग्राम का एडिशन का मेथड यूज करके रिजल्टेंट फाइंड कर लेंगे, और जो आपका रिजल्टेंट वेक्टर आएगा उसके साथ जो तीसरा वेक्टर होगा फिर से हम लॉ पैरेललोग्राम या ट्रायंगल लॉ ऑफ एडिशन लगा देंगे. ओके, तो इन द सिमिलर मैनर लॉ ऑफ पॉलीगन में यही कहता है कि इफ अ नंबर ऑफ वेक्टर्स आर रिप्रेजेंटेड both in magnitude and direction, if number of vectors are represented in magnitude and direction by the sides of open polygon, okay, taken in the same order, then their resultant is represented by, their resultant is represented by the both in magnitude and direction, both in magnitude and direction, closing the side of polygon, taken in opposite order. Now you can just understand by the diagram. Suppose if there are number of vectors, how the number of vectors are written, you can see like this. Suppose this is one of the vector and you are marking it a vector, okay, and there is another vector, this you are marking as a b vector. Now there is another vector, this is your c vector. Now there is another vector, this is, let's say, your D vector. Now you can see this is your E vector.
F vector.
E vector. Now you can see these vector A vector, B vector, C, D, E vector. These are in same order. Means these are in a same order. Means the linking is from tail to means head to tail. Okay. The link between these two vector is this. You can see the head to tail, head to tail, head to tail. Now the resultant means whatever the resultant of these vector will be, that will be in opposite order. Means the next vector will be head to head addition. Means as we discussed in the triangle of addition, if there is any vector that is joining the tail of first vector to the head of the last vector or second vector, that will be the resultant now. So you can see like this. We can use the different color pen so that it become clear to all of you. This is, let's say, R vector, and this R vector will be means resultant of all the vector. Now you one thing you can also see from here, if there are A vector and B vector, so you can join the first vector to the first vector. This, oh, once again it becomes. So this will be your A vector plus B vector, isn't it? This will or not?
Yes, sir. This will.
Okay. And in another case, if you're talking about this
A,
one,
A vector plus B vector plus C.
yeah, this will be A vector plus B vector plus C vector. If you're talking about this,
C.
ABCD vector.
yeah, this will be A vector plus B vector plus C vector plus D vector. And if you're talking
D
this
vector.
R vector, then this will be your A vector.
ABCDE.
Yeah.
Elephant.
Yeah. Now got my point or not?
Yes, sir.
So this is basically law of polygon, you can say. And in law of polygon, what you are using the triangle of addition for two vectors. And if there are more than two vectors, so then it forms the polygon. And that's why it is known as the law of polygon. You can say this is basically the extension of your triangle of addition of vector. This is just extension of triangle of addition. Okay? Because each and every step, in this step you are using the triangle of addition, in this step you are using the same, here also you are using, and here also you are using. So in each and every case you are using the triangle law of addition. That's why it becomes the polygon, law of polygon. Okay, got my point or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, should we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sure.
So now we are just going to understand what is basically the commutative law and what is basically the associative law. How you will just means we is saying that what is basically the, how this vector is going to follow the commutative addition and associative addition, or commutative law or associative law. This commutative is what? If you are adding A vector and B vector and getting resultant A vector plus B vector. So commutative means if you are adding first vector to the second vector, this should be equal to the,
Getting the same vector.
no, this will be equal to the addition of second vector and first vector. Okay, means commutative, if you are saying, if we are just vector addition of vector addition, basically vector addition is commutative. Commutative means what? You can just understand by this figure. So if you are saying that this is the A vector plus B vector, then this will be also equal to the B vector plus A vector. This is basically the
D
commutative.
vector.
How this means this is followed by the law of addition of vector. Let's see it. Let's see how this is going to be followed by the law of addition of vectors. You can see, let's say this was your A vector. This is, let's say, A vector, you can name is OA. And here it was your B vector, you can name is, means here you can mention it. This is B vector and the point is B. Okay, and the resultant of these two vector is represented by like this. You can make here the parallel side, and this will be also your A vector. And now you can make the parallel of this B. Parallel of B will be also your, this will be also your B vector. Now we can mark a point C here, and this will be the resultant. Now you can see one thing, you see in triangle OBC, in triangle OBC, you can write here using the triangle law of addition. What you can write? OB vector plus BC vector is equal to OC vector, isn't it? Isn't it? The OB
Yes,
vector
sir.
Yes,
plus
sir.
BC vector is equal to OC vector using the triangle law of addition. So this OC is nothing. You can say this is basically A vector plus B vector, isn't it? This is basically B vector plus A vector. This is your, from here you can write this OC.
Yes, sir.
This OC is nothing. It's a
Yes, sir.
B vector plus of A vector. This is first equation. Now you can see in triangle OAC, in triangle OAC, what you can write? OA vector
OA vector
plus
plus AC
AC
vector.
vector is equal to OC vector, isn't it? And this OA
Yes,
is
sir.
nothing, it's a A vector,
Yes, sir.
and this
Plus
AC is nothing,
B
it's a B
vector.
vector. So this will become the
B
O.
vector.
So from first and second, what we can write? A vector plus B vector is equal to the B vector
Is
plus
equal
A
to
vector. So this is basically the vector addition is commutative. This is basically the commutative law. Okay, so from here we can say this vector addition is a holding the commutative law of addition of vector, means commutative property it is holding. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we can just understand what is basically the associative addition of vector. Associative addition of vector, let's see this. What do you mean by the associative, and how we can just prove that this vector addition is your associative addition. Okay. So vector addition is associative. Vector addition is associative. So if you're talking about the vector addition is associative, let's see here how we can just prove this vector addition is going to be associative. Associative means you can understand like this way. If you are writing like this, A vector plus B vector, and you are adding this, and then you are adding the C vector. So this can be equal to the A vector plus B vector plus C vector. This is the property of what? This is the property of associative. So how we can understand and how we can prove it? Let's say it. Suppose this is point O, and here is your vector. This is, let's say, A vector, and we are making it point P. Okay, and there is another vector. This is another vector. You can say this is your S. Okay. Yes. Any person have any doubt? And there
No,
is,
sir.
yeah, there is one more vector from here. You can see. Let's say we are saying it the B vector, and the point is Q here. Okay. And now there is another vector which is a C vector. This is your A, B, and now we are just joining it here. This is your, let's say, C vector. Okay, and this is, let's say, this is your R vector. Okay, so you can see here, if there is a vector, means if we are willing to find out the means resultant of A vector and B vector using the triangle law of addition. So what you can write? So this will be your
OQ
resultant of A and B. So this will be your A vector plus R,
plus B vector.
isn't it? And
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
use the another color here to understand. If I am saying that we are just joining these 2 points, so
B vector plus C vector.
now you can see this will be the addition of what? B vector plus C vector. So this will be your B vector plus C vector.
E
C
vector.
vector.
Is it clear or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we can see. Now we see in triangle PQS. In triangle
P,
PQS.
Q,
In triangle PQS. So what you can say in triangle PQS, this is your B vector and this is your C vector. This will become your B vector plus C vector. Okay.
Plus C vector.
So
Yes, sir.
this we have already written as V vector plus C vector
C
is
vector.
by the this is your PQ vector plus
Q vector. Yes, sir.
QS vector. This we have already
Q,
done.
yes, vector.
Okay. Now we can see in triangle
P, Q
Yes.
plus Q, yes.
OPS. In triangle OPS, we can see OPS. Now you can see this
A vector plus B vector.
yeah, you can write it. This OP vector plus PS vector will be equal to the what? OS vector or not? You can see here now.
OP.
This vector and this will be the resultant. Now this OP vector is nothing. This is A vector.
A vector plus
A vector plus B vector.
PS vector is nothing. It's a B plus C. Means B vector plus
plus
C
Plus
vector.
C
And this
vector.
will become your R vector. Now
R
this
vector.
is first equation. This is your first equation. And now you can see in triangle OQS. OQS. What you can write? This OQ vector plus QC vector is nothing. It's a OS vector. And OQ is nothing. It's a A vector plus a B vector. And QC is your C vector. And this will become the R vector. So from first and second, what you can write? This can be written as A vector plus a B vector plus C vector is equal
Plus
to
C vector is equal to A
plus
vector plus B
vector
bracket B vector C vector.
this is the associative law. Okay. So this is all about
Yeah.
today's class. So
Vector
we'll be discussing further. That is a multiplication, resolution of vector in means tomorrow's class. Okay. So that's it for today. Okay. Thank you for
Thank you, sir.
and
Bye, sir.
Thank